I came to Trobe University in 1969, and when I look back on my experience at Trobe, it was a major changing point in my life. I came from a housing commission estate no more than about 2 kilometres away, and at that stage not a lot of people from my community went to university at all. So when I turned up, I must say I was a bit gobsmacked. It was a world that was totally new to me. Shara and I were the first ever postgraduate students ever to go and do primary teaching. And unfortunately for one school principal, we both turned up in the same school in Brunswick.
Whereas in primary teaching, there's great opportunities to influence from very early age. So that's what drew me into primary teaching. And in particular in those communities where people were, in a way that Terry's described, really sort of not part of the mainstream. They haven't really engaged with education very much. But we were very much involved in community engagement in the schools. So bringing the community in, getting their participation in the teaching and learning, which is quite radical, really. But it had huge impacts and really underpins the kind of involvement in diversity and equal opportunity programs that I took up later in life. I was the Equal Opportunity Officer in 1990 at La Trobe. The concept was so new, so it was an exciting time to be doing that sort of work here.
We were community activists. We were involved in lots of different causes around the place. One of those causes was Aboriginal education.
When I was in New South Wales, I was the Equal Opportunity Officer for the Education Minister. So I worked very closely with the Aboriginal Education Unit and got very involved in the programs that they were initiating.
And education was, besides land rights, the most important thing. So I figured out with the funds we could probably have a minimum of 40 young people, Indigenous people, go through, get their degrees, their training. We started to sort of think this is how we can make a contribution. For disadvantaged students turning up to higher education, it is different, but it's always a strain. And Shara and I know this is multiplied for Aboriginal kids. For them, there's the cultural difference, but they're away from community land and elders. And our hope is that by making these funds available, we can at least take that financial strain, one less strain, away from their daily life and help them focus on learning.
Well, I'd like all the students who've enrolled to graduate and to do well in their studies, and also to go on to really good teaching careers, and really ultimately for those students to be the role models for the next generation.